Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the in-game esports South Asia Cup online. Extremely sorry for that. It was just a small technical difficulty, but with that we'll be getting into the game. We'll be quickly taking a look at the heroes that were picked up, and we'll get into the game almost immediately. So on the side of the Radiant team, we actually have, I believe, Sweet Revenge on the side of the Radiant team, and we have Global Esports on the side of the Dire team. So Sweet Revenge has actually picked up the Wraith King, Lina, Sand King, Dragon Knight, and Winter Wyvern. And then I believe the Winter Wyvern is probably picked up to deal with this Void.
Yeah, and on the Dire team we have the Jakiro, Ogre, Rubik, Windrange and the Void. I think this Wyvern is good here. It's okay. It's good against Windrange as well. And this Dragon Knight is a little bit iffy for me, but it is a lot of tower push. Maybe they wanted to get a little bit more tower push, so they got the Dragon Knight. It pairs well with the Lina and the Sand King. Like all this chain stunning can happen, so this Void can be in a little bit of trouble if he does get caught to any of these stuns. So even the Lina as well, I guess there's a lot of magic damage from the Lina and the Sand King as well.
And with that, the Rubik actually has a lot of abilities to actually steal that can give him a decent amount of lockdown as well. He can steal Winter Wyvern ulti, he can steal the LSA, he can steal the Dragon Knight stun, the Burrow Strike. There's so many things that he can use.
Can always steal the Wraith King.
With that Bloodlust level 1 from the Ogre beating into this Wraith King, actually losing a chunk of his HP there, and they should be able to secure at least 2 runes. And with that, the Jakiro trying to zone out the Lina, but they seem to be moving in quite aggressively, including the Sand King as well. And the Wraith King actually might go down for trying to get this rune here. He does not even get it in the end. The Rubik actually picks it up. The Winter Wyvern running out of the his first skill there and not even being able to secure that rune, and suddenly Global Esports with 4 runes.
Yeah, first blood on the side of Global Esports as well, which gives the offlane a really good start for one thing, and the other thing is this Wraith King doesn't want to be the one who's dying, you know, so early. He wants to be maybe the support rather dying just to try and get the rune, but even then you don't really want to die in this lane, especially when it's such a hard lane, this Ogre and Jakiro, or Rubik I guess.
Yeah, definitely Ogre Rubik. Very interesting combination, but we saw how much damage they actually managed to do onto the Wraith King there. Now the Windrange are actually doing a decent job of doing like just chunking down the Dragon Knight and the Dragon Armor. Not sure if he picked it up level 1, but Windrange actually took a decent amount of damage from the creeps there. So the in terms of trading, the region might be able to get more out of the Dragon Knight, but not really connecting with these power shots. Actually gets level 2 on both them. So Windrun as well as the power shot being picked up, and now once again Lina just trading in with the Jakiro. Sand King is there. Nice LSA actually connects onto the Void here. Not going to actually use the time walk. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it, and usually most of the time we see Voids actually pick up the bash level 1, and with that we see the Jakiro managing to grab a pull and the right click. Oh, will this be able to connect? Hopefully he actually did it properly, and he should be able to get the creep wave to connect to this pull right now, but if not, the Sand King and the Lina will get a decent amount of EXP with that next creep wave.
Yeah, I think in this lane they cannot, the Void cannot do too much. It's going to be very hard for the Void to actually farm as soon as Sand King hits level 2 Sandstorm. Because there's just going to be so much damage coming out from Dragon Slave and the Lina stun, and this Jakiro can't really contest them, because if he does try to contest them to use his spells, he has to go really close to them, so that sets up another kill for them if they really do want to go for the Jakiro.
Yeah, right now the Ogre is pretty happy just clubbing these creeps down, trying to get some CS. So he has managed to get at least 7 last hits, and Dragon Knight actually, even with the Windrange matchup, is actually doing quite well. He has 9 last hits to 1 deny, and just about the same for the Windrange as well. The off lane, the top lane will be the pretty much a decent lane to take a look at, but we actually saw the Red Fire Blast onto the range creep. Just how important these range creeps are in the early game to make sure that they get them. And once again, now the Faceless Void actually just trying to right click the Sand King. They're going to take 1 tower hit, and just the Void actually just trying to get within this EXP range, because the Lina did manage to pull, but he's actually beating down onto the Void. He does get a bash, but nice LSA to confirm the kill on that the Hadouken creep. And with that, now Jakiro also moving in. Flags are dropped down. Here comes the doorbell onto the Lina. That's the one they want to actually go for. The Sand King and the Vessel Void is actually falling quite low. He needs to be careful. Going to plant the branch and actually use that Tango as well to get most of that region and just try to reconnect it to the wave.
Yeah, in the mid lane, Windranger has picked up a DD, so this drag. Oh, Wraith King actually falls in the bot lane.
So Wraith King actually gets taken down by the Ogre as well as the Rubik. They might actually commit for the Winter Wyvern as well, but does not look like they will. Now here comes the Burrow Strike and LSA combination onto the Faceless Void. He has a very early level in time dilation, and that is going to really slow down this Lina because she had used so many of her spells. They might actually start beating into the Sand King as well. Does get one bash, but they're happy with getting that Lina kill after the stun as well as the Dragon Slave was already used.
Yeah, they really need that Sandstorm, because that Sandstorm does so much AoE damage that the Void can't keep chasing them even if he does use time dilation. So without the Sandstorm, I don't think they can pressure the Void as much as they really want to.
And the Rubik actually doing really a good job. You can see from his movements, he's just harassing really well. He's not taking too much pressure from the Winter Wyvern as well. Using the Fate Ball to secure those range creep last hits as well. And we saw the Windranger with the double damage. And even with all those levels in Dragon Blood, even with the double damage, it seems like the Windranger really won't be able to kill this Dragon Knight. It will be mostly a farming lane unless the Dragon Knight makes a huge mistake.
Yeah, she just got a ton of denies on the Dragon Knight, so that in itself is really good for her. She really wants to win the CS battle in the mid lane, being a range hero and picking up these runes. I think this Dragon Knight she wants to give the Dragon Knight a hard time, because eventually this Dragon Knight's gonna get to level 6 and he's gonna start hitting your tower and you won't be able to do too much about it.
So once again, Windranger just trying to come onto the high ground and poke a little bit at this Dragon Knight. Going to even pop this Windrun so it doesn't take too much damage from these creeps. But even then, the Dragon Knight doesn't seem to be too bothered. He's just trying to, he has picked up his Soul Ring as well. Trying to get this, no, the deny on the range creep. Just a little bit too preemptive on that Breathe Fire there. And with that, the Jakiro actually picks up an Invis Rune. Right-clicking the Windranger under tower as well is the Dragon Knight, just making sure that he doesn't get too much aggro there. And Jakiro making his rotation onto the top lane. The lane has been pushed out, and once again looks like it'll be heading back towards the Faceless Void. We'll have to wait and see whether they can actually set up a kill here, but the Faceless Void is quite low, so if he commits with that time walk, he might actually go down. And once again, Dual Breath as well as the Lava, the third skill from the Jakiro, actually connecting onto the Lina. She's actually falling quite low, should have another Dual Breath very soon. And with that, in the bot lane, looks like the Ogre and the Ogre actually gets a stun off onto the Wraith King here. He's actually falling quite low. The Fate Bot also coming in, the stun falling out onto the Rubik. Does he have a lift here? But the Ogre is actually so fast. He's already picked up the face boots as well. I think this should be a confirmed kill for the Ogre here, and immediately turning around, trying to right click this Winter Wyvern as well. But meanwhile, the Rubik not even bothering. He wants to go and get those bounty runes, and Ogre actually might even dive the tower here. What's the course of action for this Winter Wyvern here? Getting dived and all of a sudden getting blocked off by the Lina. The LSA is there, but this Ogre is so tanky. He has 8 one charge. He's going to pop that as well. The Wraith King is there with the Red Fire Blast. Can the Rubik actually save him? Here comes the Fate Ball, but another LSA to actually finish off the kill. So very nice rotation there from the Lina to make sure that the Winter Wyvern does not get dove, and they do actually get the kill in return.
Yeah, Lina I think died on the top lane, so she was able to make that rotation pretty easily. And
once again Shackle actually connects, nice one, connecting through this catapult here. Now Jakiro coming in with most of this magic damage, but even then Dragon Knight just lost about maybe 5% of his health there.
Yeah, he's pretty tanky with that level 3 Dragon Blood, and I don't think they can really secure any kills onto him unless the Windranger gets the Javelin. That's when she does like most of the magic damage, and she can probably take down Dragon Knight with her ultimate, but it's gonna take some time for her to farm that. She did go the 2 null talismans as well. So she just has to, keep farming, trying to deny the creeps, stop this Dragon Knight from pushing the tower. When he's 6, he's probably level 6 too, so you want to just stop that from happening as soon.
So once again, looks like they're trying to make a movement onto the Sand King here. Going to be able to Burrow Strike just out, one more bash, but the time dilation is there, just enough for them to secure that kill. And suddenly the Sand King, who seemed to be having a decent lane at the start, suddenly seems to be struggling, and this Void is getting way too much than what he should be getting in this lane.
Yeah, as soon as the Lina left him in the lane by himself, then Sand King cannot do anything anymore, because he needs those that burst damage coming from his support to be able to threaten the Void to not go on to the Sand King there, because the Sand King needs to have decent farm, otherwise the hero doesn't do enough later in the game.
Yeah, so looks like they will be able to devour the Sentry Ward from the Windranger here, but once again, nice Shackle coming out onto the Dragon Knight, but with that Bracer and like we said, the 3 levels in Dragon Blood, there is no way they're actually going to be able to pressure him, use the Soul Ring as well, managing to connect on with that Breathe Fire as well, so that's always very nice, and immediately going to use the Salve up, and once again in the top lane, the Sand King might be in a little bit of trouble. Here comes the Dual Breath, does actually connect onto the Sand King, just chilling right at the corner of this Sandstorm. They don't have the vision for it because the Sentry is somewhere else. Time dilation coming in, beating into the Lina is this Void. He does getting a decent amount of bash. The ice path is there, but he should be able to time walk this off, and both these heroes should be able to get out. The Salvage Arrow and the snipe with the Dragon Slave, just enough to bring down this Jakiro, but there is still a decent amount of farm. They might actually look to dive the Faceless Void here. They can get one more Burst Strike into LSA combination. We might actually see the Void going down. That's why you can see him just dragging the creeps to a safe spot where he can actually hit them, and immediately using his time walk to get out of that situation, knowing that there was a threat of him actually going down.
Yeah, he doesn't want to go down in that lane. He's had such a good lane, and as I said, this Dragon Knight is going to use 6 and hit this tower, and Winranger does use that.
Oh, he's actually used the ultimate. He does have that Javelin already picked up, so like you said, that magic damage is already there, does not have a level in the Dragon Tail, and immediately the Dragon Knight is going to fall as soon as he pops his level 6.
Yeah, so that's really bad for Dragon Knight. You really don't want to die with your Dragon from up. Because it's a pretty long cooldown, and at the same at the top lane.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, now the LSA actually connected on the Jakiro. He should be going down in one more second here. Does have another Dragon Slave, should be enough. Oh, and the first kill from the Wyvern should be enough to actually secure the kill there. They don't get the Sand King, but they do manage to kill off the Lina at least.
Yeah, the Lina dies before she can use any spells on the Jakiro. That's how the he got out for a bit there.
Oh, power shot snipe. Will it? No, does not connect.
Yeah, that was a good try.
Good try.
Yeah. But this Wyvern rotating is not. It shows that the bottom lane went really bad. The Wyvern doesn't have anything to do in the bottom lane now. The tower is being taken.
And Midas is also complete on the Ogre right now, and it's only not even 10 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's pretty early in Midas, especially with the phase boots as well and the wand. So
they need to be really careful here, because if he gets a multicast into truth, this Nina might just instantly die almost. Because he's quite strong. He has no levels in Ignite. He does not need it, and they actually once again they're pressuring this Dragon Knight, and there is no way he's going to be able to get it out of here. Once again, the Windrunner ultimate is there. It should finish him off. Another proc with the Javelin. Nice shackle onto the Lina there. Immediately Cold Embrace coming out from the Winter Wyvern. Will it be enough to actually save him? I don't think so. And once again, we see the double multicast and just 2 right clicks from the Ogre. Immediately actually going to get taken down. Should have another shackle very soon. Uses the power shot. Does not connect onto the Wyvern, but his first kill is already over, and we should see the dive, because this Ogre is actually so tanky. No multicast there, but easy double kill for Crowley here on his Ogre. That's 4 heroes going down on the side of the Radiant team, and what a chase down coming out from Global Esports.
Yeah, it was pretty unfortunate. I mean, the Radiant team really needed to back up there. They shouldn't have funneled in heroes. Like, as soon as the Wyvern used the Cold Embrace, he should have just booked it out of there. He can't stand to anything. Like, even he shouldn't have even used Cold Embrace. He knew that the Lina was dead there, and unfortunately he loses his life as well, and gives quite a big lead to this Ogre and Windranger. Windranger killing the Dragon Knight 2 times in a row, so this Windranger is going to have a really good start.
And not only that, they also managed to get all 4 bounty runes on the side of Global Esports. And like you said, not being able to use his dragon form in the first time, and actually dying, multicast into 2 onto this Lina, and just beating into him with his LSA does not connect. He might actually go down. He doesn't even have a level in Ignite. He has his Orb of Venom. He has the Midas as well, and just beating into him. And with that, the first skill form. He does have a wand. He actually gets another stun off. No multicast once again, and here comes the Cold Embrace. He might actually disengage from this, and he should be able to. He's actually so fast with the phase boots, 378 movement speed, and the Lina and Wyvern really can't keep up, even with the Wyvern first skill for the slow.
Yeah, the Ogre it's offlane Ogre. If he has a good lane, he's so scary to deal with, because he can just get like this into 4 multicast and just kill someone. And then
once again we see the Windranger ulting, but this time the Dragon Tail is there. The stun is actually going to get stacked up with the Wraith King. They're trying to turn onto the Windranger here. They're still there. The Rubik is there with the lift, and 4 heroes are actually there. LSA is not going to connect. Probably the first time she actually missed it, and once again another power shot coming out from the Windranger, falling really low on the Lina here, trying to commit onto the Rubik, but they're nicely avoiding both of these heroes, and the Windranger's ultimate is still on the Dragon Knight. He needs to be so careful. They really want to pressure with this level 1 Dragon Knight the ultimate, but they really can't do anything.
Yeah, and this Lina has raindrops, otherwise she would be dead. Oh, Dragon Knight might actually fall here.
So once again, nice lift, but there's no shackle target. It does have enough mana for 1 more power shot, but that is going to be it. If the Lina actually has level 6 here, so if he gets in range for that Laguna Blade, we might actually see the Windranger going down.
Yep.
So he needs to be very careful of how she positions here, but the Dragon Knight still very unsuccessful with his second ultimate as well, not being able to bring down this T1 tower, but managing to bring it down decently low, and with that the bottom T2 tower actually gets taken down. Sand King with the burst strike, but immediate TP out coming from the Ogre here, and there is no timing on that LSA to stop him. He actually picks up the hood as well. 12 minutes in, phase boots, Midas, and a Hood of Defiance. This Ogre is extremely tanky and extremely farmed.
Yeah, and also the fact that they had to send 4 Radiant heroes mid and they got nothing out of that. Makes it so that the Dire team just has free farm on 2 different cores and 2 different sides of the map. So it gives free reign for this Ogre to just get that tower, and it's such a big advantage for Global Esports now. They're 8k net worth ahead right now, and it's only 12 minutes into the game.
Exactly. Now we see the Lina actually picking up an invis drone and trying to put some vision down in this mid lane. The Rubik might get caught out of position here, but she needs to actually land this LSA, and the Ogre is actually sitting behind the Rubik right now. They need to be very careful. Once again, here comes the bait fire from the Rubik, and the focus fire coming in from that Wind Ranger, going to bring down the Dragon Knight, as well as the power shot is going to be able to bring down the Winter Wyvern as well. And now the Lina trying to cast a few spells to try and save her team, but even she is in a little bit of trouble. Nice Chakra shot. It's going to connect. No multicast once again, but this Rubik actually with this Dragon Blood pickup actually does so much damage with the spell lamp as well. So that's a nice tool for the Rubik to actually pick up, because he can just farm himself. He can actually clear out the creep waves quite well with Fade Bolt as well as Fire Blast, and put some money into his bank as well.
Yeah, it gives a lot of burst damage, especially for this DK. This DK is tanked way too many times. He was meant to be this big tanky core for the Radiant team here, and he wants to be the one that goes in, starts the fight, tries to survive until the Sand King counter initiates the epicenter and the Wraith King comes in as well. But this Wraith King is just not farming well, I think.
So once again we can see, you know, the Rubik just running in and getting that lift off. I think the Wind Ranger had already initiated onto the Dragon Knight, so we can see the macro power and even the Chakra shot coming down. The Wyvern tried his best, even using the Cold Embrace on top of the macro power, but not really the best decision there. Maybe they should have done something a little bit different, but in the end they do manage to lose at least 3 heroes. The Wraith King does manage to get out, but a triple kill going the way of Swifty on his Wind Ranger, which is huge. Yeah. And once again in the bot lane now near the strand, we actually see quite a huge engagement. We see the jump on to the Ogre here. They do actually use quite a lot, but he has that hood, and once again Chronosphere actually falling up onto the Lina here, but immediately going to use the Cold Embrace to negate most of the damage. And now Jakira in a little bit of trouble. They don't have numbers here. The Dragon Knight, nice Ice Path on the 2 before he dies, and now controlling up on the Void. Void is actually running in, has the time dilation onto both these heroes. The Lina needs to be so careful, because one bash can actually bring it down. There is no T2 tower, and there is actually a nice burrow strike from the Sand King there to try and save this Lina. Immediately jumping back into it. He has no LSA, but they actually sack out the Suns. The Laguna Blade is there. One more likely will be enough, but he actually pops the one and faces Void. Might be actually be able to walk out. The Sandstorm is there. They managed to put the vision down. They actually managed to burst him down with the Rubik Fade Bolt, as well as the Wind Ranger, who has picked up a double damage. And once again the power shot to finish off the Wraith King as well. And now it's just the Dragon Knight, the only one alive right now on the side of the Radiant team. And suddenly this game is looking like a huge disaster for the side of my Sweet Revenge.
Yeah, Ogre Magi just looks... Ogre Magi and Wind Ranger are doing so much in this game, and with this Void rotating and securing those kills, it made it so easy to take that team fight. So good rotation coming from Global Esports. Just, you know, playing so aggressive with this lead. Like, they have a lead and they're using it so well in this game. I feel like they're pressuring the right opponents, they're forcing Radiant heroes to move across the map, and so Wraith King is not farming the entire time. So I think they're doing a really good job.
So interesting enough, we can see the power trace being picked up by the Wind Ranger. He had that early javelin just to deal with the Dragon Knight, and with that actually just heading straight into diffuser play to deal with the Wraith King as well.
Yeah.
So with that, once again we see, look at how much this Ogre is actually absorbing. There's 3 heroes. The Wyvern, great heads up play to actually use the Cold Embrace, and once again Epicenter only being used on the Jakiro, and the Ogre is able to walk it off, and he tags up so much, he buys so much time. The Void is able to get in, get that time dilation, get a few bashes onto the Wyvern. He did not have the Cold Embrace once again, so he actually gets taken down, and then immediately right onto the Lina there. One more power shot would have been enough, and the rotation in coming in from the Wind Ranger, as you can see, trying to help out his Void. Almost the Laguna Blade and the Beat 5 was almost enough, but the Void was able to run away, and the Ogre actually commits back into the team, into the fight once again, and the Wind Ranger picks up the kill onto the Sand King, and then immediately Wraith King just getting caught out of position there, and nice power shot to secure the kill there. And they knew that there was really no point trying to dive a Dragon Knight into the T3.
Yeah, and I think this makes such a big opening for Global Esports now to just 5-man down towers, because they know that they can win every fight they take if they go as 5. So I think that's just what they're going to do.
Oh, meanwhile they actually make a jump onto the Rubik there. Rubik actually gets bursted in almost immediately. Nice Winter's Curse, managing to control most of these players, and they actually get the 2-man burst strike a little bit early, but they do manage to bring the Jakiro as well. And now it's just going to be this Ogre trying to fight up against 5 of these heroes, and finally we see a nice rotation coming out from Sweet Revenge. They are 5-on-5, nice Winter's Curse, and they manage to secure 3 kills for themselves.
Yeah, that's because the Void wasn't there. Void did have Chrono as well, well, so if he was there, I think the fight would have been a lot better. They have to 5-man if they want to actually contest the Sweet Revenge 5-man, because Sweet Revenge 5-man is still strong, especially with the Winter's Curse, because it combos really well with the Sand King and the Lina because all of this AoE abilities. But Void does have a Chrono, so they.
So with that, they're actually trying to commit, and once again the Rubik actually respawns, gets the lift up, steals the Wraithfire Blast as well. Here comes the Jakiro, does use the Macropire as well as this cold. No, why would
the Cold Embrace?
A bit unfortunate, yeah. So the Cold Embrace unfortunately kills the Wraith King there. I think a little bit of a panic there, just not exactly sure of the damage output, but the Macropire and the Dual Blade just being enough to burn through. Obviously, it does only block physical damage and not any magic damage. So because of that, Wraith King actually goes down once again. This time, once again, without his reincarnation, it should be up in a little bit, but managing to hold on to this T1 tower once again, and once again after using the Elder Dragon form, the Dragon Knight is not able to get anything.
Yeah, Dragon Knight is kind of useless here right now. He can't really farm. He just picked up his Blink Dagger, is still on the career, and it's 18 minutes into the game, and it feels like this Blink Dagger is almost. It doesn't do anything because they don't have enough burst to kill off these heroes. Maybe the Rubik, maybe the Jakiro, but not the Ogre or the Void. And Void finishing off his Mjolnir now. Void's gonna be.
He's actually so strong, and it's only 18 minutes into the game.
Oh, they might
so it looks like they might try to make a go onto the lead, the Wind Ranger. He actually managed to get a nice chrono onto 2 there to save the Wind Ranger just enough. And once again repositioning, another Cold Embrace coming out onto the Wraith King. The Wind Ranger is there with a Diffuser Blade. They're trying to fight up against the Void. Nice Shackle Shot connecting onto 2, and once again Winter's Curse focusing this time onto the Void. Can they bring him down? He actually managed to get the timeout off. He gets it back and a double kill with the power shot. Actually brings down the Red King as well. So another Red King, the Sand King, and now reincarnation is there, but it's not going to be enough. Immediately getting taken down. Mega kill streak going the way of the Void, and that is going to be 4 heroes going down on the side of Revenge. I mean, it looked good when the Dragon Knight blinked in, but that Chrono counterplay was just way too good, and they could not burst down the Lina because they could not burst down the Wind Ranger because they had the Laguna Blade, but they couldn't connect with anything else because the Chrono was just zoning everyone else out.
Yeah, and the curse was good, but it wasn't. It was just slightly not good enough. It was just slightly.
Oh, blinking from the Dragon Knight. What kind of play is he trying to make here? Once again, multi-class into 3 onto the Lina. She actually just explodes. There's another Cold Embrace buying a little bit of time for the Dragon Knight here, but with that Spirit Vessel, he's not healing. He's not going anywhere, and he's going to get taken down. It looks like they're actually going for more. They're trying to dive onto this Winter Wyvern as well. The Ogre with the Mjolnir just running in, looking in for this Winter Wyvern, and once again the power shot snipe once again, and a multicast onto the Sand King. He actually gets Spirit Vessel up, and he gets taken down by the Fate Bot from the Rubik. And when will this stop? Oh my god, this is a slaughter. 28 kills on the side of Global Esports to the 8 kills on the side of Sweet Revenge, and they're just getting run over.
Yeah, the Global Esports is just playing on another level right now. They're just running at them, just winning all their lanes, and just successfully getting ganks off, counterplays, everything. The works. And also the farm on the Void is so high, you can't even compare it with the Wraith King now.
I mean, Red King is not even close. Taking a look at the net worth, we actually have the Ogre right in top with 12,000. Just being able to multicast those Midases actually works out quite well in his time.
Winning his lane was the biggest deal, because he just took 2 towers after he won the lane. He just literally right-clicked 2 towers because the Wind Ranger kept trying to kill the Dragon Knight and forcing the Radiant heroes mid. So that gave space for the Ogre to just push down these towers, get, items. And
there's a 22,000 net worth lead. Only not even 30 minutes into the game. 22,000 gold lead, Abdul.
Yeah.
So here's a replay of the fight that they actually did manage to win. They managed to bring down the Rubik nice and early there. Nice Winter's Curse onto the Jakiro there, and the Ogre just beating into him, and the Ogre actually gets, the Jakiro gets taken down, and now the Ogre 1 versus 5, and there was no way he was actually going to make it out of this, even with the hood popped and everything. Tried to just stun the Sand King and see if he gets lucky with the multicast, but doesn't really work out for him, and end of the day they managed to take that fight. And with that, they seem to be running down mid lane, which is their next objective. They still haven't decided to.
Chrono's up, so then I think they're just gonna 5-man right now. They don't really care about where my revenge is. They're just gonna take towers and try to go high ground with this Chrono.
So once again, even the pipe being completed right now onto this Ogre, and he's doing so much damage. He's actually doing so much work. He's so tanky. There is no real way for them to burst him down. They might actually see them go into Roshan right now, because that advantage would be huge. And they already find it so difficult for them to bring down one hero. So trying to bring down in one of these cores, whether it be the Ogre, the Wind Ranger, or the Void twice, is going to be very, very difficult. And with that,
probably give it to the Void, because Void can just run in and just kill people with the Mjolnir.
Yeah, once he picks up the BKB as well, I think he can just choose and kill whoever he wants as long as Winter Wyvern does not interrupt him. So I think just trying to even get the chrono off on the Winter Wyvern is enough for them to just kind of turn out the fights. So even solo chronoing at this point wouldn't be too bad of a decision, because they can just snowball off that because they have such a huge net worth league. I think the Wind Ranger has really good damage right now to deal with the Dragon Knight on his own, and the same thing goes with the Ogre who can just run in now. They actually make an initiation onto the Ogre. He gets the pipe off, but he's surrounded by skeletons right now. He might actually go down, and all these stuns actually connecting, and he's still alive. He's still alive. The Burrow Strike once again. They actually managed to bring him down. Where is the Faceless Void? Oh, that would have been a perfect chrono opportunity, but sadly he's just sitting in the bottle lane pushing that out. But unfortunately the Ogre actually getting caught out there, and they had to commit so many skills to actually bring him down, and the skeletons just surrounding him and stopping him from going anywhere at that point. And that is actually a decent amount of gold that they got for that kill as well.
Yeah, but I don't think it will be enough, sadly, because this Void is just so farmed right now, as well as the Ogre is beating the Void in farm, even though Void has a Mjolnir. Just that Midas pickup gives so much gold to that Ogre, and once this Ogre picks up that Ogre...
Oh, meanwhile they actually get the lift onto the Wraith King here, and the Diffuser Blade going into work. I do not think with the stolen Burrow Strike as well, an immediate kill, not even being able to pop up his reincarnation with the Diffuser pickup from this Wind Ranger, and almost has she actually has a Maelstrom done, and she almost has a BKB done as well. So the time to end this game, the time to end this game is super close. So 12-0 and 7 on the Wind Ranger, beyond godlike for Swifty right now.
Yeah, and it just looks 5-0 for the Void as well. This Ogre, even though he died so many times, he's still top net worth. He's just gonna get this Solar Crest, put it on the Void after he gets the RS, and make him hit the towers.
So with that, with the Solar Crest picked up, with the Medallion right now picked up, this is beat into this Roshan, and there's nothing really that they can do because the Wraith King is still no threat. And once again, we actually see a smoke up coming out from the side of my Sweet Revenge, so they're gonna try their best to try and make some sort of counterplay. But with that, I don't think they have the time, because Roshan is actually falling quite low. The Void is currently half HP. They do see the Ogre here blinks in, gets a stun off, but immediately gets bashed on the side of the Dragon Knight. Epicenter onto 2 there, but with the Winter's Curse, they actually lose all the damage from that Epicenter. With the Winter's Curse, they actually do manage to bring down the Void once, but they are still alive, and double kill going the way of the Rubik. They manage to bring down the Dragon Knight, the Winter Wyvern, as well as the Sand King, and a little bit of a disaster. The Ignite actually hits the Lina, and Lina's actually going to immediately get power shot down by the Wind Ranger, taking him down, and good game, well played, is going to be called by the Dragon Knight. They've had enough, and they're just going to tap out.
Yeah, that was just a super well executed game by Global Esports. I don't think it was an out. I think it was a little bit of an outdraft, because the Lina can easily deal with the Dragon Knight as soon as she gets a Javelin, and she's just built like that. And unfortunately, they lost pretty hard.
I mean, even that the first initial level Dragon form not really giving them too much.
Yeah.
But before we get into the post-game analytics of the game, before we actually do that, we're going to head into a small break, and once we get back, we'll get into the final details of what Sweet Revenge could have done a little bit better, or what Global Esports did really well.
Yeah, so taking a look at the game, the Dragon Knight pick, it was okay, right? Going into the game, it was fine. They just wanted to take towers. They needed someone to do a lot of tower damage, and they wanted to make space for this Wraith King. So they thought maybe they can pressure towers with Dragon Knight, but unfortunately, just got outplayed mid really hard. I think the CS, he got so many denies off on the Wind Ranger, and that just led her to such an early Javelin pickup. And then the Rubik, all he needed to do was lift the Dragon Knight, and he was dead as soon as he popped the first Dragon form, which made the Wind Ranger so strong, and she was able to rotate with the Ogre. Not even with the Ogre, by herself, rotate into the Ogre lane and get kills, and then Ogre just pushed the 2 towers, and he got immensely farmed, while Void, that basically took all the pressure off the Void, and Void got so much farm because of that, and they just ended the game off of that.
Yeah, definitely, and this the Ogre just dominating his lane, and he was putting so much pressure. Even the winning lane that they had with the Sand King and the Lina, once you get that level 2 Sandstorm, there's so much damage, and the Void really can't lane. And at least the Wraith King can, to some extent, he can go into the jungle. He has that life steal, he can start farming that area. But I
mean, even the Sand King lane was pretty bad. They still died quite a bit in that lane. he didn't get the Sandstorm early, so they couldn't really push him out of the lane with the Sandstorm. He got Caustic and 1 level of Burrow Strike, and then he died twice. So he, by the time you get to level 4 and get to the level 2 Sandstorm, you're already lost the lane basically.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we actually saw some really nice heads up play, because most of the time you don't actually see Voids get that early level in time dilation, but he knew the moment that this Lina uses both the LSA as well as the Dragon Save, she needs to run, because the Jakiro and the Void actually do a decent amount of damage, and he just immediately jumps back into the Lina, because she can, if you focus the Void, the thing about him is he can remove most of that damage. Even with the duration of the right clicks and the 2 stuns, he can still remove at least a fraction of that damage, which makes him quite strong. But in case of Jakiro, if he actually happens to land on Jakiro, you can actually zone him out completely, and then it's easier to deal with the Void. But if you actually ignore the Jakiro and try to go on the Void, he can actually turn around and try to kill you, and that's exactly what he did in this lane, and that's what gave him 2 kills onto the Lina as well. But they did manage to apply some pressure. But the Ogre in the other case was actually doing so much pressure. He was zoning out the Wraith King, he was bullying the Winter Wyvern, and the Rubik was doing a really good job of actually just trading with the Winter Wyvern and not taking any damage whatsoever, which means they instantly just win that regen war. And then the Ogre just decides, okay, look, I'm going to dive this Winter Wyvern, and then suddenly you have 2 TPs, you have the Wraith King coming in, you have the Lina coming in. Sure, you get the kill, but now suddenly you have a Sand King that's in the top lane with a level 1 Sandstorm under Sentry with the same level heroes on Void and Jakiro, and then just die.
And then you just lose all 3 lanes, and then game is hard.
So suddenly, the next thing you know was like everything looked decent to a certain point, and then Global Esports just kicked it into extra gear, and they were playing it really well. They never overextended. They went for everything that was definitely given. I mean, there were a few overextensions, but it was just I mean, it happens, right? Getting a little bit power hungry, but end of the day, just winning all 3 of those lanes and just going into overdrive, and then suddenly, Sweet Revenge was just hemorrhaging kill after kill after kill. So they were finding it very difficult to actually deal with the lineup from the side of Global Esports. So that was actually very interesting. So this is going to be the last game for the day, but before we do go away, I think we do have the updated points table very soon, and with that we also have a few awards that we like to mention, which will be coming up for the MVP winner, as well as a few giveaways that will be happening during the game as well. So the MVP winner will be receiving this Intel NUC once again, just having this duo chip in one chip, just having 2 things, 2 in 1 basically, and then having the Radeon RX Vega GMGH, and having this nice portable form factor frame, making it very compact as well as very portable to take wherever you want. So if you want to go to your friend's place, you don't need to carry your pen drive, you don't need to carry a backup. All you need to do is just carry your whole PC to your friend's place.
In like your backpack.
Yeah, exactly, in your backpack. And it's not that heavy either, and the performance on this is actually so explosive. It's actually really good, and most of its specs are actually super great, and you can actually run almost any game. You
can have like a super sick LAN party. Exactly. All of your friends have this. It'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, so with that we'll actually head on to the HyperX Cloud 2 headsets as well. So like we said, there are a few awards that will be given away during the playoffs. So today was the last day of the group stages, and we'll be heading into the playoffs sometime next week. So the Gamer's Choice winner will be obviously voted by you guys who are currently watching from home. So the winner of this of the vote will receive the HyperX Cloud 2. Then the best support player, the best carry player, and the Unkillable award is something to look out for, who will be winning that giveaway, and the tournament MVP will also be picking it up. So that is going to be 2 amazing prizes that the MVP can actually pick up. And looking at things, there are actually so many options, and with that we have Group A. So it's going to be Global Esports as well as Recreational Hazards, who actually qualify into the next round, into the playoffs. So these 2 teams are going to be what's moving on from Group A, and hopefully we'll be having the update from Group B also very soon, and yes we do. So from Group B we actually have My Revenge moving on into the next game, and Portal Esports actually 3-3. So you can see that My Revenge, Yumamba Esports as well as Blackout Gaming are actually even in terms of how they've actually played or faced against each other, but Portal Esports just at another level. But it's going to be Portal Esports and My Revenge moving on into the next section, which is going to be the playoffs. So it's going to be very interesting, because all these games are going to be a best of 3. So all these games are going to be very intense. We'll see some very high top tier Dota, and I'm excited for that.
I think My Revenge are obviously the underdogs coming coming into the playoffs here, but if they can pull off a win or two,
pull off another Alchemist, yes. But I think everyone will be looking out for that.
Yeah, for sure. I think they will be looking at that game because they played that game pretty well and they got really far from the Alchemist. So if they don't know how to really play against Alchemist, they should probably ban that away from My Revenge.
Yeah, interesting enough, it wasn't even a mid Alchemist, actually a safe lane Alchemist.
Yeah.
So that's something to be to look forward to. But with that, guys, that will end the action for today. But do stay tuned. We'll be having the playoffs happening very, very soon. And once we do, there's going to be a lot of Dota action.
Yeah.
So till then, please do stay tuned. And this is going to be me, Darkro, as well as Nightblade signing out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.
Good night.
Not much good's happening to Radiant's bottom tower. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Death form over. Radiant's middle tower shouldn't have to take this abuse. Hit! I'm done. That had to hurt. Double kill. Killing spree. Dominating. Double kill. Radiant's middle tower could use some help. Mega kill. Triple kill. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's middle tower could use some. Dire's middle tower isn't going to last long. Hit! Dire's middle tower is under attack. Instant kill! Double kill. Mega kill! Own it! Radiant's top tower is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom. Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Own it! Ninja! Holy shit! Radiant's top tower deserves just as much help as bottom. Double kill! Own it! Radiant's top tower has looked better.
Not so winded now.
No sun's down. I touched it. Killing spree. Holy shit! Ownage!
You weren't so damn dead, I'd shoot you again.